the broadcaster has launched a fresh rant at former footballer and current commentator Gary Lineker over his decision to attend the upcoming World Cup in Qatar in order to report on the sporting event for the BBC. In a scathing rant, Nana fumed the 61-year-old should forego his fee and refuse to attend due to the country's famously poor human rights record, attitude towards women and draconian laws on homosexuality. Speaking to viewers on Friday, Nana remarked, "But seriously, how did Qatar even win the bid to host the World Cup in the first place? It's ridiculous. With the disgraceful human rights record and its criminalization of same-sex relationships, who in their right mind thought this is a place that a World Cup should be held? If we are going to be judgmental about things and we're doing things like taking the knee, surely the woke mafia should have come out in their droves to explain why this should not take place in this country. But where are they? They're actually going, aka Gary Lineker, and others like him." The journalist went on to add, Gary will apparently use the platform to highlight the human rights abuses, whilst taking his wage paid for by you and I to commentate on the BBC, while still maintaining the moral high ground. This week, James Cleverly, the Foreign Secretary, warned that the LGBT supporters need to compromise and be respectful of the host nation during the tournament. "Now, I'm all for, when in Rome do as the Romans do, so, follow the rules. But in this case, the rules are fundamentally flawed, so no one should be going to Qatar for the World Cup in the first place." She later argued, "Well, Harry Kane and others are planning to wear a Rainbow One Love armband during the tournament as an anti-discrimination statement, and apparently, they will accept potential fines for doing so. Here's the thing, instead of wearing a flaming armband, how about you forego your fee and don't go?" In a separate interview, Nana chatted to politician Sean Bailey and Daily Mirror editor Kevin Maguire about the controversial World Cup plans. Firstly, it has to be seen Gary Lineker is the most ridiculous man in the country, Sean fumed. His traverse across the media in the last year has shown that we should not take him seriously. And if you really want to show your support for the World Cup, start with not following Gary Lineker on Twitter or on social media, that's the first thing. I think the second thing to say is it comes down to FIFA. FIFA has always been at best a dysfunctional organization. But obviously Gary Lineker is not here to defend himself, so we don't want to be too horrible to him, Nana pointed out. But at the end of the day, he is still going, taking the money and apparently doing some sort of gesture to show. Yeah, but you get the same with the Olympics, Kevin argued. You might think it shouldn't have been in Beijing. But are you going to say athletes shouldn't go, commentators shouldn't go? I'm a big fan of Gary Lineker, I can see why he's going because it's his job. That's why he's going, I don't agree with the money, but it's his job. Nana's comment come just weeks after she demanded an apology from Gary for instigating a pile-on on Twitter by slamming one of Nana's reports. Express.co.uk has approached Gary Lineker and the BBC for a comment. Nana Akua appears on weekdays on GB News from 4 p.m.